Well, howdy there, folks. Look back here in the shed. Today, I'm working on a bit of a welding project. So, there's a time in any guy or gal's life where they got more time than they do money. I fall into that group of the former, okay? My nephew included. Well, the reason that's important is because he was asking me the other day. He goes, "Hey, Uncle Slick, you got any jobs I can do for some extra cash? Because, you know, it's getting close to Christmas time. And I'm trying to get my girlfriend something nice." I go, "Well, old Uncle Slick doesn't have any money either. So feel you, bud. But, you know, we could always make her something." He goes, "Oh, yeah, we could do that." And so he sent me over a couple ideas of things he had in mind. And I'm just hoping that she doesn't see this. I doubt that she does. Why would she watch my videos? Highly doubt the teenage girl does. Nevertheless, he was sending me some ideas of some nice flowers we could make her. And we're going to do it together, but I'm going to jumpstart the project for him. I'm brainstorming here. I got ideas. I've seen how other fellows have been doing it, but you know, I come across in my scrap pile some steels from our C4 transmission rebuild that we did. I'll link that for you. It's also getting some ideas with our old license plates here. I feel something coming. The creativity is flowing. What little of it there is, everybody's got some type of artistic ability. Well, let's just see how this pans out. And at some point, he'll come out here and help me finish the project, but we'll see. Fine touches is what he can help put on. Make it nice, make it his own, but I'll give him a couple options. Gotta have options. And luckily, I got more than enough to go around because I'm also gonna be making something for a dear friend of mine. Got a little bit more brainstorming to do, but ain't nothing to it but to do it. We'll see something come together here, one way or another. Wish me luck. Ooh. I notice while grinding this that because this metal is so thin that if I sit in one spot a little bit too long, the change in temperature, bluing of the metal looks quite nice. Gives it a nice defined look. Could do something with that. I'm liking where this is going. We're thinking. We are thinking. See if I can clean all the edges up with these. Make them a little less dangerous. We're gonna use a small one. A little smaller than that. That screams unsafe, Cole. Unsafe. There's a time and a place for that one, and it just doesn't seem like it's right now. Maybe the vise is just a bit better for what we're trying to do here. Might be easy, just as easy to use a file, honestly. I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. A little bit more fun that way too. If you ask me. How do I make this so that it isn't sharp like a... You know what I mean? I think we're on the right track with this. Just file them down. Because I don't want to bend them over. I'm going to lose too much material that way. But I suppose if you had large enough petals, you could just, you know, roll everything over and that'd serve a similar purpose. That's basically what I'm doing at the very end. When I'm taking a file along this is you're dulling the edge so much the edge is kind of rolling over. Put your safety glasses on. Quicker maybe, safer, not so much. And I had a death grip on that for a reason. Material's just too small to use the power tools. That's fine, it's all right, just a little scary. All right, well, I'm gonna keep on keeping on, I suppose. All right, so I've got my petals cut out here, or what I think are going to be my petals. Got them all ground down, nice and shiny looking and whatnot too. And what I'm noticing though is as I'm thinking about this, these are paper thin now, and I may have to figure on brazing them or soldering them instead of welding them, because if I try to weld those to anything, I don't have something that go low enough, I think, without just blowing right through it, and I don't know that I can get it to stick to anything. I mean, I could try with something like this, but we'll see. We will see how it goes. Now I'm thinking, you just watch the coolness, but we got the end of a ball hitch, we got a flat piece, you'll see. Something like that. Oh yeah, she's coming together. How do I tack that together without it blowing? One little bit at a time. Yep. All right, so we stopped at the hobo today because I knew I had 0.035 flux core wire here at the shed to see if I could, you know, do this real delicate, thin, just paper, like legitimately paper thin welding, and because it's more ornamental in nature. I don't have a TIG welder or whatever. I think that'd be more realistic, that, or maybe some, maybe solder, I'm not sure. But I'm just trying to see, right? And when I stopped at the hobo, I looked at the right section, grabbed from what should have been the right section of 0.030 wire, because that's what smaller wire, less heat, that's what we're trying to go for. And I get out here and, well, that is not 0.030. Shame on me, and shame on either the stalker or the careless patron who grabbed 0.035 and set it down in the wrong section. But shame on me for not checking. We'll see if 0.035 will work. I highly doubt that it does, but I got this welder turned down at about as low as she can go. So do some tests here, see if I can weld this super thin license plate to the transmission steel. Not great, very cold, maybe too cold. Blew right through it. Blew right through it. Yeah, there's no way. Absolutely no way. I think I can come down just a tiny bit more. Okay, this is as low as it goes. No, that was just a tickle. Not happening. I got a better chance of just making it stick to the weld bench than anything. I'm just immediately going right through it. So maybe with .030, not really sure though. Don't know till you try though either. So I guess that's gonna be for another day. Dang it. All right, we're back from the hobo. Different day, of course, and got the .030. And you best believe that when I was in hobo, I rearranged everything that was supposed to be in the .030 section. There's probably about 7 different rolls of .035 that were in the wrong spot. So you know, I took those and moved them over to the right spot so I could save some other sad sap from having to go through the same thing. Let's see what we can get done. All right, let's see how this does, eh? Down to the slowest wire speed we can be, and as cold as we can go. What's it do for us here? Well, here's to hoping you don't get any splatter in your face. That's possible. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, it's possible. Let me practice this a little bit. Well, I suppose let's get to work. So we're gonna get our pedals aligned. I'm gonna tack those down, and then we'll go through, tack our backing on after that. Heck yeah, man. All right, we're back. So there's been some things happened. Now, look, you gotta just hear me out, okay? This is the unrefined version, plus this is the first time we've done it, all right? Now, I can go through and probably clean this stuff up. Note, this is the back, right? Yes, does it look like junk on the back? Absolutely. This is not structural, okay? Now, if you could TIG weld, and if you had a TIG welder, I don't know how thin a metal you could do with TIG welding. Maybe it'd be better for the ornamental stuff. I'm not really sure. But can you do it with a flux core? Yeah, absolutely you can. But you're gonna have to go around after the fact and probably clean some of this stuff up. If you would have used like a clean weld type spray, it kind of works as like I don't know what the material is, but it works as like I'm gonna say it's wax. I don't know that it really is. But it puts a coating on whatever you're welding so that when your flux core beads, especially if you're running it really cold, when the beads start flying around everywhere, they're not necessarily gonna just stick to the surrounding area. They'll kind of go off a little bit further than they usually would. And anything that does stick, it's a lot easier to get off if you spray that down first. Wish I would have had some of that stuff, maybe next time. But I can go through and use my die grinder, clean up around here on everything, get all the major stuff, and when I paint over this anyway, what's you know, that's a little texture on the back. Nobody's looking at the back. You're looking at the goofy on the front. I'm still going. We got more to do with this, but I like where we're at and where we're headed. I think I'm just gonna keep this, I don't know what this line was, but I don't think it was flared on the ends. I couldn't tell you that it was necessarily for brake line, what it is, but stick that in your garden. We're still going though. Oh, I was gonna tell you, what I did is it was not initially sticking like I wanted to. So what I had to end up doing was I took my pedals here, where it would meet up with the clutch steel and be welded, I took the bottom edge, folded it over. So I've doubled over my piece of metal and then cinched it together, smashed it together in the vise to make it a little bit thicker. That extra little bit of thickness was just what it needed to be able to make a good bond. I say the term good loosely, and bond very loosely, but it welded, okay, to the steel. So there we go. If you're gonna do something like this, consider just folding the end of it over. That'll help. Anyway, I'm gonna make some finishing touches on this and then we'll get her cleaned up, painted, call this one good. I'm thinking to make it look a little bit more natural, I'm gonna give these a little bit of a bend at the end, you know, like they were actual petals, and you were coming across a fresh little sunflower. See, I wouldn't have wanted to do these bends when I was attached before, but now, yeah, it's fine, I'm confident. There. I don't want it to look perfect. It's not supposed to. No flower is perfect. So this is good the way that it is, I think. But I do need to go through and maybe clean this up. Just on the inside, because that's just poor craftsmanship right there, I think. We're doing what we can. Let me get the die grinder, hold on. Oh, die grinder, come to me. Yeah, this'll do. And the backside, we're just gonna, yep. Okay. Now, what I was thinking, and if she hasn't already figured this out by now, well, I'm assuming she will know because I will have given it to her at this point, but Hannah, I figured you would have got a kick out of this, so. Blue flower, red thorns. Blue flower, red thorns. That's what we're going after here. So I'm thinking we hang this somewhere, give it the old blue flower, red thorns technique. Ooh, wait a minute. I got an idea. Maybe we do one of these. For thorns, I didn't even really think about it. I need to get some actual thorns going here. So this is part of how I'm gonna help my nephew make his. Need a heavier hammer is what I need. Oh, hammer. Oh yeah, this'll do. All right. Ah. Stinker. This ain't as easy as it looks, I tell you. Something like this. Oh yeah. Something like yay? We're onto something.
What I should have done before I welded through these, I should have do as I say, not as I do. Grind off the zinc coating from these washers before you weld through it. Not great for you. I'm just saying, man, that can look a lot worse. All right, it's connected. Let me see if I can clean it just a little bit.
All right, I say we paint it at this point. Now, not gonna be anything special at this point. I don't know what you would have been expecting, but blue flower with, these are supposed to be thorns, red thorns. And then I'll probably, you know, throw a little green down here too. Spritz it, I don't know. Whatever comes to us. What feels right, yeah. This is a Rust-Oleum gloss navy blue, ooh. Okay, great. I should have tested this first. Dang it. Jeez, did I not shake it up enough? I thought she was good. Jeez, I've been sitting here shaking for what feels like ever. All right, I think I'm getting there. Just going a little crazy there first, that's all right. All right, happy mistakes. All right, what about now? What are we feeling? That's better. That's fine. Paint helps a lot with the bad looking welds. Everything's fine. I'm gonna do green along the stem and then do my red thorns last. This is a John Deere green, which we're not a John Deere family by any means, but this is the green that we had. Oh, that's bright. Well, I don't know about tractors, but they can make some paint. Here I am chasing it in a circle. All right. Try not to really hit my thorns either. Maybe we ought to leave from here up just be the blue, because if I try to, you know, no, it's not gonna. Whoa, okay, just broke the lid, that's fine. Premium red, okay. Yeah, premium, that's premium. It's like, today's the 11th of December, so it's almost Christmas time too. This feels very festive, that's all I'm saying. I'm also red-green colorblind, so, I mean, that's very obvious for me. That ought to be super obvious for you. Oh. Well, I'll probably throw another coat of blue on there at some point. You know, it's nothing fancy by any means, but you know, it's homemade. This is one of the most artistic things I have ever made in my entire life. So, for who it's for, I hope you appreciate it. If you want to do something like this, super easy. Just, you don't even have to use whatever scraps you got, and it'll mean something. I mean, the fact that this is using a steel from inside of a car's transmission that I really care about, that means something to me. So, hope it means something to her too. Well, if you liked it, I appreciate you sticking around this long to watch, and I hope you enjoyed more of this type of content in the future. I'm guessing. Depends on how well received it is. I'm always out here goofing in the shed, so you'll find me doing something like this every now and then, I'm guessing. I appreciate your time. Take care.